Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force, and welcome to the Invasion event Quasar. Now, last night, because for me, when the server resets happen, it's like 11 p.m. at night, I did do this to get the 7 red Quasar on my phone. But here in today's video, I want to talk about all the ways that you can get yourself a 7 red Quasar, what the best way it will be for you to run. I do want to kind of talk about this from different perspectives, both from the D9 and the D10 perspective, because I know that D9 is significantly easier to run. There might be some people out there that still don't have Thunderbolts. So there is ways where you can do this with 8 nodes. There's ways you can do this with 12 nodes. You do not have to do the accursed nodes. This is going to be basically the accursed and Fantastic Four nodes. These are basically going to be for people who are wanting to compete for the ranking rewards, I guess, for these kinds of things here as well. But as far as getting the milestones, even getting to milestone 15 for the G20s is entirely possible to do on D10 without having to get this. In fact, if you actually have D9, if you do all 16 nodes of D9, you can do that too, if you happen to have a curse, things like that. We'll talk about that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Okay, so first things first, I want to talk about what I did. So I did 12 nodes because I do have the Thunderbolts. I did run this at D9 because it's significantly easier than D10 as far as the power on the enemies go. It's quite simple. Now, what packs did I use to do this? This got me milestone 13. I'm going to go back and do more because I can to do milestone 15. We'll talk about that as well. Milestone 13, the 7 red, that's kind of what I wanted to get, right? This is kind of the main goal for a lot of people. So if you want to do this at D9, where it is a lot easier and you don't have to rack your brain too hard, I did this with 160 mods. The TLDR version is that I basically did this without the HP mods. I did this without Rope-a-Dope, which is like 30, and I also did this without the Cosmic Crucible buffs. I did this with the Raid abilities active and the War abilities active. If you're doing 12 nodes, you do need the War abilities active to use Quasar against node number 12. We're gonna, node number 10, which has a super scroll, and you really need that to have Quasar to limit his speed bar. And then you're basically doing nodes 1 through 8 with Vigilantes, and that's why you need raids. Hell, you can actually do 4 Vigilantes with Quasar. So I just want to go through the ones that I did. We'll kind of do a new run in here in a second as far as resetting this goes. So this new Quasar mod is just really, really powerful. Quasar gains 45% damage, assist chance, and speed up and safeguard for 2 turns on spawn. It's just crazy. There's some other ones that you can get free points for. This Fantastic Four MCU, which honestly, this stuff does nothing. Because I'm pretty sure we don't fight them as enemies. And then some of the ones that really existed before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go post up a new run, and we're going to just kind of just show you how that works there. So we're going to go back, and it should have all the mods that I had originally here. So this is D9 for 12 nodes. If you have the Thunderbolts, this one is pretty easy. So again, all of these Quasar mods, these mods here, not the health one, it's kind of stupid. This home field advantage. I did not do bio armor, but you could do this as well. You kind of basically just need to have like, I think you could do it with like 155 mods. I'm not sure if you can actually like math that, but 160 will get you that for sure on 12 nodes on D9. Bio armor, I didn't do that just because I don't like safeguard. Soul Steel, Vile Rally on enemy death, clear all negatives from enemies. This isn't actually that bad because most of the time they're gonna have trauma, so they can't clear it anyways. I skipped the Cosmic Crucible stuff. I added this new one. I think this is new. Throne Defenders has to do with when enemies use skills against you, but again, they're not hitting you that frequently, probably until you get to the Thunderbolts area, where, the Vigilantes just roll right over nodes 1 through 8. Energy Absorption, again, on enemy characters' turn, remove all negative effects, but most of the time, they are going to have the trauma, so they can't remove it anyways. Raid and War active, and I skipped Rope-a-Dope. So that's for difficulty 9. Now, for difficulty 10, you can actually do this. I heard if you stack all of these, I heard that you could actually do this as well. So if just for shits and giggles here, if we threw all of those on, and I think if you do the math, it might actually work out. Let's see. Okay, so if we do the math with this, right, the expected run total, so if we take that and we divide it by 16 nodes, and we times it by 12 nodes, what would we get? A score of 2.08 million. As far as where that would get you on the milestone, that would give you milestone 14, but not 15. So for D9, I don't think that's really something that you can do. I think these are the maximum mods at D9. So what I want to do though is talk about D10, right? So if you want if you want the 7 red, you could actually you might be able to do this at, let's go back actually, D9 2776. I think that you could do this 17352. Let's 173520 times 8, right? 1 point. Okay, so I don't think that's enough, right? 1.4. I forget what the milestone was for this now that I think about it, but I'm not sure if this is enough to do it 8. But what you can do is you can do D10 8 nodes for sure. This is all of the mods. I don't know if you need all the mods. Do you need all the mods? Let's double check on that as well. So 3753120 divided by, because I think you need something like a 1.85 million, because the best run that I did, like my current run, basically just scraped by the 7 red. So divided by 16 nodes times it by 8, right? So that would, this gets pretty much like spot on to where I am. So if you want to do this with just the vigilantes, then you need to do D10, pretty much all of the mods, and that's going to get you the clear for the 7 red. Now what you can do is you can do this as well, right? The expected run total, 3753120 divided by 16 nodes times it by 12 nodes. For the Thunderbolts, so you will have to do the Thunderbolt section to get 2.8 million score. And that's actually well over. So you don't actually need that. You could probably just dumb this down a little bit more. Because it's the, where this here, right? Bring back the calculator, or we'll bring back the calculator in a second. You probably don't, if you're just going for the 12 nodes, you don't need to run Cosmic Crucible. And I'm going to take off Rope-a-Dope as well, because I hate that one. And let's see if we can math that as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Back. 6, 5, sorry. 6, 5. Let's, 3, 4, 6, 5, 1, 2, 0. Divided by 16. Times it by 12 nodes. And that's 2.6 million, right? So is that where we're going to be at? It's still a little bit high. You could actually take off something else as well. I forgot I had oh, no, sorry. Had the HP one on as well, right? So we could take that off too, I think. That would be, because screw the health one. I really don't like that one. So 3407520 divided by 16 times 12, right? 2.55. I mean, that's pretty close, right? Even that's a little bit higher. So you could still take a few ones off, but I mean, there's no real point, right, to take some of these other ones off. I would just keep, you could take the safeguard. Could we take that one off too as well? So 3321120 divided by 16 times 12. 2.49 million, right? Yeah. So there we go. That's enough. You could do this. 160 mods again here at difficulty 10 will give you the 12 nodes, but you do need Thunderbolts, right? So you do need Thunderbolts, and if you want to actually do this easy, I will tell you right off the bat, in my opinion, some people, this might vary, right? So I need to do this for the G20s. I would normally use Vigilantes with Quasar. I prefer using Electra. Some people have done this, though, with Punisher. The reason why I like using Electra for nodes 1 through 8 is because Electra gives the on-spawn energy, and I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm ending my battle with cooldowns and things like that, or if it's not full cooldowns, because Electra will immediately give that to everyone else. Now, I'm not going to do this entirely, all the nodes again, because I've already done this in the previous video. I am going to link that in the description down below, but know that if you run it with this, it is going to be pretty easy. But do keep in mind there's a very big difference between D9 and D10. Now, I'm not going to be showing the Vigilante nodes, but I am going to show nodes 9 through 12, the Thunderbolt section, because that is a little bit more challenging in my opinion. Oh yeah, and then so I said I wasn't going to do any gameplay of the previous nodes. So PS, this is node 7, and the reason why I mentioned early on, hopefully people listened, don't run the Cosmic Crucible buffs, because it makes nodes like this with Omega Red Phoenix Force significantly harder if you activate your Crucible buffs on so many of the other enemies. And because we're not going past node 12, we're not using a Cursed, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to run this for a lot of things, unless you are running the 8 nodes version in order to get the Quasar 7 red. But otherwise, I do recommend just doing D9, honestly, if you're just looking to get the Quasar Scourge. Quasar 7 red, I mean. All right, and we're here on nodes number 9. And the reason why I want to showcase these nodes is because some feel that they are a fair bit harder, because obviously Thunderbolts are not as good as Vigilantes. I literally caked walk most of the nodes. I had no trouble. I one-shot all of them. I did not reset once. You know, as long as you use the mods that I told you, about 160 mods, and do not do the HP mods, do not do rope-a-dope, and do not do the Cosmic Crucible buffs, because that's going to make it so much harder on some of these other nodes where there are Cosmic Crucible characters. There's Starjammers on a variety of nodes. There's Superior 6 on a variety of nodes here, right? If you are doing the 12 nodes, you can see that there are some Cabal in here as well. And it just makes it a lot harder, right? You don't need, and especially this one here with the Omega Red Phoenix Force. We also talked about that earlier on node number 6, I believe it was. So you just don't make it harder for yourself. Now for Thunderbolts though, I do take out Taskmaster. Some people have used Taskmaster. I use Ghost. Apparently it's clearable with either or. You just dump either Taskmaster or Ghost. I think I prefer to run it this way with these characters. Also, I realized my Songbird was on Fortify. Why was my Songbird on Fortify? I'll change. I'll change that next node, as long as this doesn't give me any problems. Okay, so that happened. I don't remember that happening last time. Or maybe it did. It didn't really make that big of a... Oh, I was blinded, actually. Okay. I thought that, you know what? Let's redo this. Also, I'll fix my ISOs. I swear that when I ran it the first time last night, that... Also, what the fuck's going on here? Why can't I just quit out? That the Void Knight went second. Are they the same speed, I wonder? I do have Raider. Okay, this was for some stupid Xavier Saga stuff that I did. My mistake there. So unless they have the same speed stat, do they? Does Songbird have the same speed stat as Void Knight? Oh, that's funny. Now Quasar. Okay, weird. Maybe they do have the same speed stat. Because last time, because that gets the ability block on Void Knight. So make sure you're doing that, I guess, or rerunning it until you get it properly there. So you get the ability block and the trauma on everyone. You do take a little bit of damage, right? You do take a little bit of damage, which is why, unlike Vigilantes, who just roll over everything and you walk over it, there is a little bit more damage that you're taking here. Now, that being said, overall, I still don't think it's that hard, but I do have my Thunderbolts at G19. Now, so Songbird is 20, because I screwed up, right? If you've been following my channel, you know that I did that by accident. But by and large, the rest of them are normal. So they are 105 because I use them in raids. I'll admit I'm 19 105, right? But I think that's where they should be at this point. I'm wondering if that Howard the Duck over there is going to do anything. Can I... What does this do again? Oh, that's good for buffs. Right. I'm going to go over here and do that. Defense down. Because buffs to the team, the safeguard stuff, all that's really important. This does offense down, right? Doesn't it? Defense down. Bleed. I thought this did offense down. Let's do that anyways, though. Now, the problem here is I don't have as wide of trauma. Trauma is not as widespread on this team as it is with Vigilantes. So I wouldn't say it's just a complete cakewalk. Like, it is pretty easy still, yes, in my opinion. But it's not like where, you know, the trauma is being spammed by Silver Sable. That's the only downside. And there is a chance that maybe I would need to kind of make sure my targeting is a little bit better here, right? Making sure that now we get the trauma. So that Songbird ult is really, really important. Other than that, I think that it's probably not a big deal. We have Quasar who's blocking turn meter, right? So that's pretty big. And I'm just making sure that some of these characters don't take their turns, I guess. We can do some turn bar knockback, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to go over here with the special just for damage, I guess. And that should do a lot there. I just want to make sure that nobody's actually taking their turn. So we should be fine over here. And I think that's pretty much all she wrote. You know, I don't think I'm not in any trouble here. Everyone's pretty low turn bar. And I'm just going to go through this, and we're going to move on to the next node. Okay, and we are on mission 10, and this is where you have to run Quasar with the war buffs activated. If you don't, then you can't block the turn meter from Super Scroll. This is something that I learned the last time around. And if you want to do the 12 nodes, you really have to do this. You really have to make sure that you stop Super Scroll in his tracks. Otherwise, he's going to continue. And also, that actually kind of hurt, that he's going to continually get turn meter. So this is something that's really important that you have. Probably should have targeted Super. I'm surprised he got turn, actually. That sucks. Okay, well, hopefully we get him. We need to land a slow. Who has the slow on this team? I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know Thunderbolts all that well. I think they're a garbage team. I actually kind of hate the team, and so I don't actually know who actually runs certain debuffs. I know Songbird does trauma because I know Songbird, but other than that, we need to kill this. Yeah, there we go. We just need to kill. That was slow. Was that from Quasar's special? I mean, as far as Thunderbolts, does Thunderbolts have? Why is he not dead? Like, who has slow on this team, and why is there no heal block? And why does he keep healing? What is going on here? This is crazy. Shenanigans. This is shenanigans. Who's got heal block? And why is he healing from Peter B. Parker? Oh, is it one of my packs? Good lord. Who's actually fucking healing him? This is wild. Okay, we need to kill that scroll. Come on. Come on, guys. There we go. He's dead. That was wild. Okay. All right. Do that all. We killed some more people. They all fall over. Also, I do want to say that Quasar's damage is just out of this world. It is pretty crazy how much damage that Quasar does with that 45% damage buff. It is literally insane. We're stuck on this lizard over here, but we're gonna put that trauma down anyways. And then we're gonna go. Oh, we're stuck. Actually, we can go. We can clear that taunt, right? Isn't that what the special does? There we go. And then we're gonna go hit over here into Peter B. Does a lot of damage. I guess we'll do some stuff there to Penny, I guess, and then that should kill Lizard. Doesn't it go through hit points? It does. That's right. And then we should just basic. Oh, actually, we should make sure that Hercules doesn't kill me randomly just by accident. There we go. So that's node number 10. We have 2 left. That was probably the hardest node, honestly, of all of them. All right, we're on node number 11 here, stuck behind, starting off with a Gladiator taunt. We're going to go with the ult anyways. I don't remember if that's unnecessarily... I remember that happening. That same thing here with the... I did way too much damage, triggering the Rainfire early. I don't know if that's going to come back to bite me or not, but I'm not sure if there's anything I can do because Quasar... Oh my god, because Quasar hits far too hard. Okay, we can get the... So we had to take a little bit of damage there. I believe my characters are at 4 red, so do keep that in mind. That I was able to take the hits there. And that could kill some people, actually. So I'm going to go over here with the ult on Hitmonkey over there. So I got the Striker action follow up there. And I'm going to go over here. Try to kill that Thanos. Yeah, just in case. And then we got some new characters. Hitmonkey is doing basics because they're all ability blocked. I don't have a taunt on Hyperion yet. Taking some basic attacks here. I'm going to go over and do the special over here because I just want to kill Hank Pym. This passive is stupid as hell. And over here with the special, I guess. And what does this do again? That's a lot of buffs to the team, isn't it? Disrupted for 2 turns. Let's give the taunt as well. Kill Gore. I'm not quite avoiding Thanos, but I'm wondering if I could. No, I was like, can I one shot him with somebody else? No, we're. Oh shit. We. Okay, so watch out for that. It does hit really hard. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, we're back, and we're gonna try not to get one shot by Thanos Endgame this time around. Quasar does so much damage, but what I was trying to do, and I thought actually, you know what? I thought this would, because of the stealing of the health and passives, it ignores passives that triggers. So is there a world? Is there a world where that doesn't knock him down? So if, or I could just, could I one shot him actually? I'm gonna try this. Oh, we did. So if you're really careful, that you can actually make sure that Thanos dies before the Rainfire goes off, and that is the best possible situation that you can trigger. I was gonna say that Ghost could do it with her ultimate because the way that her ultimate is set up is basically it'll bypass, kind of like Big Apocalypse with the Falcon Punch. can push past that without actually triggering it. It's kind of same deal there. So, or you just get Quasar to do so much damage that he just circumvents that, right? You know, like either of those. So that's what we ended up doing. And that was node number 11. Moving on to node number 12. So one thing that I did realize, I mean, we're still here on node 11 nodes cleared. If you had put all of the packs on, you probably could skip node number 12. But I swear, the Cosmic Crucible, Rope-a-Dope, all of those ones that I skipped, they are really, really hard. And so I don't personally recommend that because without these packs, it's not really that difficult. Whereas if you put on the Cosmic Crucible buffs and Rope-a-Dope and things like this, it is significantly harder. So yes, while you might be able to do this with 11 nodes and things like that, I just do the 12 nodes. It's not that big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead here down the middle on Emma. We killed somebody already. And we're going to get the Songbird Ultimate, the Trauma, and I'm actually going to use the special because I want to clear that taunt. And then we're going to go over here on Ares because I want to hit multiple targets with that. And he's dead. Then we just need to kill Omega Red. Oh, there's Phoenix down, so we're gonna have Dark Phoenix back up. We should still be able to. I mean, that sucked with the stealing, I guess, of Ares' bust, but we should be able to just do that. Dark Phoenix is dead. We just need to get over to Omega Red Phoenix Force here a little bit, or just make sure he dies. There's gonna be another one, I believe, as well. So there we go. It's sad that he was able to get all those buffs, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Yeah, Ares is dead. So that's not really that big of a problem there. Beast is dead. Flip some of these buffs here. Now, Rogue might take a turn. Is Rogue going to take a turn here? Oh, she almost did. Almost took a turn. So now we're 8 left. We're going to go over. Actually, I probably should have hit that on. Make sure the Shadow King got hit. That's my bad. We got another Ares stealing buffs, but whatever. We have Safeguard, so it's not really that big of a deal. It's a shame our cooldowns are a little bit weird here, but I'm going to go over here with the ultimate. Going to make sure we get that defense down on everyone. Then we're going to go over here on Ares again, over there, hitting multiple targets there and getting the trauma out. We can't trauma on Shadow King, but we can do the ult, which does a little bit more damage. And he dropped. Wow, that was fast. We're going to go down the middle here. And all we have is, I could probably auto it at this point, honestly. There's just not much left there. Not much left to write. And so that's going to be the 12 nodes. And I guess that's going to be my G20 Mystic year. So really happy about that. Again, you know, all of my characters are these ones here. They're all G19. They are level 105, right? Because they are raid characters. Like both Vigilantes, Artha, and Thunderbolts are raid characters. They are a priority. PvE is a priority to me. And that's why I have them. Because I know there's going to be some people like, yeah, it's easy when you have them all at 105. And I admit, but this is, you know, going to be endgame content. And so, you know, not everyone is going to be able to do it, but this is how you are going to do it. And there you go, collect all of that. When it comes to 7 Red Quasar, this is going to be significantly easier to do. Again, I talked about this in the beginning of the video. You know, run D9, I think that's going to be a lot easier for people who maybe aren't at the tippy top, who, you know, maybe don't have 105. You probably just need, honestly, probably a 100 would do as well. So you don't need to have that level 105, but we don't need to touch nodes 13 through 16. That's just going to be for the, you know, the spenders or the people who have the teams, right, who built up a curse or whatever. Now, some of these avatars are pretty cool looking, but aside from that, I don't care that much, right? It's just aesthetic stuff, and it's, you know, nice if you want to compete for that. There's top 6,000 to get something out of that, but I won't be, or at least I will be staying at the run score that I have right now. So that's going to be it for me, everybody, and that is the Invasion event. Quasar, I am going to leave my full 12 node run where I didn't use Quasar from the last time, which I don't recommend necessarily, but I'll leave that link in the comments down below, or in the description box down below as well. So that's going to be it for now, everybody. Happy Invasion event, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.